You know, it's really interesting what kind of trends we're seeing online right now. From people literally selling trees on Shopify to people literally selling farts on Shopify. Let's not get into that one. There's such a wide range of e-commerce stores that are popping up left and right, basically every single day. And it's no surprise that the Shopify stock looks like this. I mean, if you're looking at this looks like a bullish chart right here. There's a resistance point here that it just reached. Yep, I'm a seasoned investor here. But yeah, it seems like Shopify has quite literally taken over the e-commerce world. Now, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name's Arie. We cover an interesting side of finance here. I've been sharing my journey into the 7 figures in e-commerce for a very long time. So I'm always looking to see like what's going on there in the e-commerce world, but also the finance world in general. I'm trying to build wealth out here and trying to document my journey doing that. So what I wanted to show you today is my new favorite Shopify store. Now, this is something that I just found out this morning. I was not aware that this is a thing. So my new favorite Shopify store is the Chipotle store. Yep, you heard it. We're getting extra guac after this video in honor of this store. Honestly, I did not know that Chipotle had a Shopify store. And if you did, let me know in the comments. You should be making this video instead of me because I had no idea about this. And honestly, it does come as a surprise because if you don't know what Chipotle is, well, first of all, I'm going to start calling you Patrick Star because you've been living under a rock. But second of all, Chipotle is just like one of the biggest, I guess you could call it fast food chains in the US, but they sell burritos, burrito bowls, and I'm not gonna lie, I do love Chipotle. Chipotle is pretty good, and they pride themselves on having good ingredients and stuff like that. So to my surprise, they also now have a Shopify store, and not just any Shopify store, but an apparel Shopify store. So you could consider this merch, but honestly, this is a step above merch, which actually makes me look at Chipotle in a totally new light. I'm not gonna lie. So first of all, they launched basically a loungewear brand. I mean, it's not just loungewear. They got bags, activewear, and just like, you know, normal loungewear, but it's basically loungewear, okay? Like, it's mostly comfy clothes. That's what you're seeing here. And, you know, it's to no surprise, Chipotle, these guys are, you know, 2000 IQ out here. Loungewear has been an up and coming trend lately. Loungewear has been on a huge come up ever since the pandemic. If we look here in the United States at the Google Trends, we see that just about when the pandemic hit, which was in 2020, loungewear became just the hottest thing on the market because everyone's staying at home. Nobody's trying to go out and get infected. And, you know, people just became really accustomed to staying at home. And of course, if you're going to stay at home, who wants to be all dressed up, right? You want to be comfy. And Chipotle obviously realized that, and they were like, you know what? This would be a great way to get brand awareness. We have people that are diehard fans of our brand. I actually know people that get Chipotle quite literally every single day, and that's kind of crazy, but this is only going to increase their customer lifetime value, right? Because the people that are getting Chipotle every day are for sure going to be getting some Chipotle merch. I mean, I might even get some Chipotle merch. And the reason why I say that is because what impresses me about this store, and the reason why it's my favorite store now, is the fact that they put so much effort into actually making the materials and the quality so good. So on my channel, we have a couple different segments of e-commerce. We got, you know, drop shipping, and we got Shopify brands overall. So of course, a Shopify brand can drop ship, right? Like they're not mutually exclusive, but in my opinion, of course, it's much better for the world and for people, for everyone to start actually being conscious of how they're selling and like what they're selling. And I'm not just saying that from the seller's point of view, but I truly believe that consumers are also becoming way more conscious of the brands that they're shopping at. So providing a good service and product is becoming more and more essential. And I love the idea of encouraging people to create really cool businesses like this. Obviously, Chipotle is already established, so this is not the best example of that, but Chipotle could have easily done just, you know, could have just gotten cheap materials from China to create this, but instead they actually decided, you know what, let's actually take our organic philosophy and put it into these clothes. So as you can see here, it says, at Chipotle, we approach food differently. From the beginning, we imagined a better world and chose to make it real. Our approach to Chipotle goods is different as well. We take the same care, respect, and big picture thinking we apply in the kitchen to everything else we make. So their aim is just to not be wasteful with these clothes and be climate positive, which of course I think more brands are starting to do because, you know, we're kind of on a clock clock here, right? Like time is ticking. We need to start doing something about the environment. And it's really clever of them with having all the resources that they have to start partnering with other brands. So for example, in this case, they're partnered with Loomstate, which is a pioneer in sustainable fashion. They design apparel that's 100% certified organic. So as you can see, they've had a huge environmental impact, which is really cool and, you know, just really cool to see. You know, and again, if you guys are starting Shopify stores or if you already have one, I think these are things to really keep in mind, right? Like I'm telling you, people will actually really appreciate the fact that if you are looking into being a more sustainable brand, you know, talk about it, share it in a blog or in a page on your Shopify store. And by the way, if you're kind of confused, if you're still just kind of getting ideas on how to start a Shopify store or whatnot, my company Netsphere finally today released our course. So this has been around for a long time, but now I finally actually got it up on Shopify. So you can shop for this course with Shop Pay, Amazon Cash, PayPal, whatever you want. Anything that Shopify accepts, you can now use on netsphere.co, which is my education and art brand. It's a Shopify brand because you already know Shopify and I are homies. And what's really cool about this course is that there's content in there for everybody, but also not content just from me. So of course, I only have my limited experience, right? I mean, I've done great things in the e-commerce space so far, but I also have so many friends and so many people that I've met through this channel that have done even crazier things. So I've gotten some of those people to create incredible content in the course for people to learn from. So it's kind of my attempt at creating a masterclass in e-commerce with just a variety of people. And if you want to learn and actually be more serious about the e-commerce space, then you should definitely check it out. Now, of course, Chipotle doesn't need to be selling this stuff too hard because again, they got that brand recognition, that brand heritage. But I think there's something to learn about the simplicity of this store. They got everything that you could possibly need and nothing more. So they're really optimizing for user friendliness and website speed. So this website is loading really, really fast. And I honestly really love their setup. So it's just, you know, they got their product tab, they got their about tab to kind of share what the brand is about. They got their contact tab in case you need to contact them for whatever reason. And then a very simple FAQ. And then that's basically all you need. And in the footer, you know, you got the fit guide and just the social media and all that kind of stuff. I just am really impressed by how well they did this, how well they created this store, and in such a simple way. This is, in my opinion, an amazing example of how you could create a Shopify store in a very simple but effective way, especially if you already have like a physical product brand out there or any sort of brand. You could create merch for your store in a very simple way like this to create more brand awareness, to, you know, make your customers happier, have some fun. And you could easily just use debut theme on Shopify to create something like this. It would not be too complicated. And that's about it. I stumbled across this earlier this morning and I thought it was really interesting, and I thought right away there's a lesson to learn from this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you learned something or got some sort of inspiration. And with that said, I'll be seeing y'all in my next video. Peace.